Welcome to This Is the Day. This is the Day with Drew Crisp.
And Bo Chansey.
That's absolutely right. A daily dose of encouragement and communication from us here at MCC. Bo, wore the name tag today.
I see that.
Yeah.
Very official.
Very official.
Very official.
Felt like really just let's put this one across the plate today, you know? Real official. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I was working on like my anchor face.
Oh, yeah. You have a great anchor face.
It's my anchor face.
Yeah.
You know, there's a part of the show that people don't really get to experience at all, and it's the countdown.
The countdown.
Yeah, you know, that song's playing, and you know, they're getting that across their screens, and we're getting 5.
And there's always that, where do you go? Do you give it a beat, or do you just come right out?
I don't know. You know me, when it's on me, I come out screaming.
Blazing.
Yeah. Just all over the place, man.
Because it's a Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday, and it's a day that deserves a. Let's get it. Let's go for it. Let's do it.
We're in.
We're in.
We're in
it.
on it today.
Yep.
So June 2nd.
June 2nd.
Tuesday. Welcome to This Is the Day. We're so glad that you would start your day off today with us. We are hoping and praying that you will be encouraged.
For sure.
That you will find some things today that provoke some good thought.
Yep.
Yeah, that helps you press into God's love and who He is and all that He has in store for this day, because He's the one we really want to listen to. There's a lot of factors out there that are kind of pushing and trying to dictate mood and thought and words and everything else. And I want you to know that there is a God who loves you, who's for you, and He's got some amazing things in store for you today. So press into Him, hear from Him.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Good morning, Bo.
Good morning to you. Good morning to all of you.
Morning.
You know what a good thing to do right now is?
A good thing to do right now, I think, would be to look up to the ceiling and see if there's any bugs. Got any bugs on your ceiling?
That wasn't what I had in mind.
Okay, all right.
I was thinking share the show.
Oh, that's a way better idea. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I mean,
yes.
I don't know if the bug inspection, if this was a moment for that. I mean,
is this the moment I should check my house for bugs?
I suppose if it's been a while, and now it's on your mind, go ahead and maybe take a peek.
You're like, you know what, I wasn't thinking about it, but now I am.
I can't stop.
Thanks a lot, Drew.
It's a click and a share.
Click and a share.
Click and a share.
Just share the show.
Click and a share. Share the show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a great day.
Yep.
Yeah, this may not be the, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, I guarantee. This was not the day you drew up.
No, not even the year.
I guarantee.
Not the year.
This was not what you had in mind
Nope.
or planned. I know that for a fact.
Yep.
But there's a God who is sovereign, and He is in control, and He is good, and He's got it. And this is the day that He's given us. I want you to know He has strategically placed us right here in this time and space. And if you have a relationship with Jesus, you are His church, and you have the opportunity to share His love. And so, man, it's not the day you would have wanted or drawn up or planned, but it's the day we've got.
That's right.
And it's still a gift from God. And so let's take it and let's make the most of this day for Him.
I'm right there with you.
Absolutely. All right.
Right there with you.
So we're kicking things off on Tuesday. So, hey, Drew.
Yep.
What'd you do last night?
Okay, so Debbie's gone.
Oh,
Debbie's
yeah.
gone.
I forgot. All about Survivor.
Yeah. Which is, thank goodness. Couldn't happen soon enough. And, Ozzy's gone, and a lot of people are gone that you were like, man, they could win this whole thing. And so we're still in it. We'll see what happens. Still a lot of deception going on. People saying one thing, doing another at the council. So who do you think? Well, you're not watching it, are you? But
Yeah, I'm not tuning into decade-old Survivor. I mean, I didn't watch it then. I'm certainly not watching it now.
Do you think they
getting your recaps are really helpful. Yeah.
You think they thought when they were making all this reality TV that it would have a long shelf life? Like people would go back and go, hey, Big Brother, season 2, I wonder what happens.
Probably. They were like, this will stand the test of time.
This will stand the test of time.
This will stand up right here. Yeah.
Real world, Houston, let's check this out. All right, anyway.
There wasn't one, was there? Okay,
no.
just making sure. I'm like, I've been to Houston. Like, if you went through that whole process to get on the Real World, like, we're going to Houston. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the last season was in New York. Why is Houston?
There was a season in Vegas, in LA, San Francisco.
Real world, Toledo. What?
What?
Come on.
Let's get real.
Let's get real.
That would be. Yeah, if reality TV was actually real.
Comes back and he's like, well, I got a part-time job at the market because there's nothing else going on.
Yeah, and parking's not a problem at all. Like, right there. It's
great.
Plenty of parking.
Ooh, what tension are they going to have? All right, so this past weekend, we went on this bike ride, okay?
Yeah. Goffstown Trail?
The Goffstown Trail.
Okay.
Fantastic if you haven't gone on it. And on the way there, something happened. And so last night we were reviewing, sometimes we'll do this, where you kind of cast up somebody's phone. You're like, hey, let's review some pictures, videos, relive some moments, It feels like memories are just instantaneous now, You can't even be nostalgic because you're always like, look at what happened 5 minutes ago. Check it out. It's like, yeah, well, we were there.
Remember that time we talked about the real world?
That was crazy. Remember that?
Let's run that back.
Can we run that back? Yeah, everything happens instantly. So we were showing this video and we were all laughing about it. And I wanted to kind of bring everyone. Again, Bo, I know you don't have the young children. Your children are esteemed. They speak in full sentences. I've got young guys who...
I have teenagers. I have 3 teenagers in my house, all right?
Okay. But the words they speak, are they intelligible? I get a lot of sounds.
No, yeah, my kids are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got some sounds from the little guy.
What'd you get?
So to survive, I mock him. So check this out.
Oh, no.
This is it. I mean, the entire ride, just making this annoying noise.
So this isn't looped?
This isn't looped.
This is continuous?
This is continuous 20 seconds of just that noise. So there's that.
Okay.
Bo, I wanted to bring that to show you this is why I come on this show, and I have to bring. Again, it's my fault. He is the way he is because of me. But the noises and all that stuff, I just have to get it out here because if I did it at home, man, who knows what would happen? Like he would try to match me. It would just be.
Oh yeah, you can't have 2 of you.
Yeah, you can't.
No,
So at home, I'm very subdued. And I have to just
you
keep
have
it
to
low.
tone that down, way down, yeah.
But man alive, the only way to survive, parents, is to mock your children. That's the only way to survive.
I think that's terrible advice.
That is terrible advice. That is the worst advice.
I don't know if it's the worst either, but it's not good.
Yeah. Or at least if you're going to mock them, silently mock them, like I did,
That's still not good.
Not good.
Yeah, probably not. I was fortunate to get a lesson in mocking early.
Okay,
like pre-parenting.
Okay.
So when I was just graduated high school, I was 18 years old, I had surgery on my shoulder. And so that summer after high school, before college, I wasn't able to, I wanted to work like a warehouse job or something, make good money, but I couldn't because I had this surgery. And so I took a job as a nanny.
Okay.
All right, so here I was like, football player and nanny. So I was nannying for these 3 kids, and the youngest was a 5-year-old little girl. And so I was taking, and then she had 2 older brothers. And so one day we're sitting in the house, and I'm taking care of the kids, and the older brothers were picking on the little girl, and she had been in the kitchen and playing with a metal spatula, like kind of banging it on a pan. And I was, honestly, I was sitting in the recliner with my feet up. And and so she comes in because the older boys were picking on her, and she climbs up in my lap, and she's sitting there, and she starts going, they're picking on me. And this was a daily occurrence. And so instead of dealing with the problem or, correcting the behavior or anything else, I started saying whatever she was saying. So whenever she was like, they're picking on me, they're picking on me. And whatever she said, I would say with her. So she's like, but they're picking. And I was doing this. And then I started laughing because I thought it was really hilarious what I was doing. And while I was laughing, she took that metal spatula and went, bing, right on this tooth.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it went ding, like I could still hear it in my ears right now, that metal on that tooth going ding. And I was like, I set her down, and then I removed half my tooth from my mouth. The root was exposed and dangling, and we've got like 4 hours until her parents are coming home.
Oh my goodness.
So I had to sit there like, with my mouth open with a root dangling and only half a tooth.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that kind of put mocking in perspective.
So don't mock your children.
I mean, even, like the mom was like, I'm like, no, I deserved it. I'm like on the phone with the mom, like, I totally deserved it. Like, please don't get her in trouble. This one's on me. Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
take back everything I say. Because that sounds
Well, like I said, I was fortunate,
Yes.
to have a life lesson from a 5-year-old girl.
it was a gift
With a spatula.
it was a gift you gave to me.
Yeah.
Me and my teeth, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Was not a pleasant day.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what we did last night. So, Bill, what'd you do last night?
Well, this was cool. Liza, our 19-year-old, she wanted to cook dinner last night, so she went to the grocery store and bought some groceries. And it was kind of, she had been talking to my mom on the phone last week and saying she wanted to cook dinner. So my mom sent her a $20 bill, like just to encourage her to go buy groceries and do it. So Liza went to the store, bought groceries, cooked dinner, lovely meal. So we all sat down together and had dinner. And the conversations, I do have teenagers, and you asked if they speak in sentences, and yeah, so we have some really cool dialogue, and with what our world is experiencing right now globally, and then certainly nationally, and then really bringing it home to the local level. There's this really healthy dinner table discourse going on, and so we were discussing protest and what that looks like, and so I have the way my mind works, I know is different than everybody else and whatever, but I have my college degree is in history, and it was an emphasis on social economic history. I don't care for military history, never got into the battles and all that. But so much of the historical change that has happened has come through the course of protest, which then often did lead to war, which is just, it's mind-boggling and awful, and the things of that. And so just having that conversation and sharing with them how politics and protests kind of worked, and really looking at the local level, like on seeing change through the world that we live in. And so that's one of the things we talk about even as we pray for one. Like, all right, God, please give me one person to share your love with. All right, how do I share his love in my home? How do I share his love in my neighborhood? How do I share his love, in my workplace or school? How do I share his love in the community that I live in? And, these are things where, God is really inviting us to be a part of. And that's where I think our voice carries the most. Yeah. And it's interesting because it's such a weird dynamic in this age of social media where there's my kids are facing this pressure, mm-hmm. and, this cancel culture and everything. And I'm like telling my kids, I was like, if I could only be canceled. Just cancel me. It's fine. I mean, but it's wild where it's kind of like you were saying, like the reality TV show, and we're like, well, is that reality?
Mm-hmm.
Or, what is? And, there is I don't know, it's crazy and it is confusing, but I think the more that those conversations around the dinner table, mm-hmm. I hope were far more fruitful for my children than anything they would ever see online. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but really, really pressing into that. That's what we were doing. I think that's important. I know not everybody has, the opportunity to have those conversations. I get that.
Yep.
But those who do, I hope you will.
Okay.
And I hope you'll do them very gracefully and graciously and full of love and peace.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All right, hey, it's time for our daily verse of the day.
That's right.
Yep. And it comes from the YouVersion Bible app. They give us a verse of the day. We encourage you to download the app, use it. And so it's really cool. It's from John chapter 15, verse 7. It's in the context of where Jesus is talking about the vine and the branches, where he says, I'm the vine, you are the branches, and that if we remain in him, we'll bear much fruit. And that fruit is love. Yep. That's what he's talking about there. And so John 15, 7, he says, just Jesus speaking, he says, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. Which is interesting. It's like, Drew, I don't know if you've ever struggled with this before, but when I read this, it's like, ask whatever you wish for and it will be done for you. I think there's a tendency where we think about prayer like God kind of being this magic genie in the sky, where if we rub him just the right way, Iggity bobbity boop, we get whatever we want. I don't know. Yeah. And that's not what Jesus is saying here at all. And I was wrestling with that a little bit this morning in prayer, just going, you know, God, Jesus, I really want to remain in you. But he also said, in my words, remain in you.
Yeah.
And Jesus summed up the law and the prophets, this revelation of his Father in these two commands: love the Lord your God,
right,
and love your neighbor as yourself. And they're really one command. They go hand in hand. You can't love God and not love your neighbor. You just can't. It's I'm telling you, people, it's impossible. I mean, believe me, I've tried. Right? You've tried. We keep trying this thing. Like, I love God, but I'm gonna, not. Maybe you're not gonna say I'm gonna hate these people or this type of people or this group of people. Maybe you're like, well, I wouldn't hate. I'm just not gonna love. No.
I can ignore. I'm gonna ignore.
I mean, ignore.
Ignore.
You can't do. No. I'm gonna. And so, well, what does it mean? How do you love? And so Jesus is like, love them the way you want to be loved. Do express your love. Do unto others what you would want them to do to you. Do for you, with you. And there's this big for component that being pro people and pro love and pro what God is doing. And so, man, these are his words. A new command I give to you: love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one. I'm telling you, Drew, all right, I'm preaching. I know it. You're like, I'm preaching. I'm not going to stop. Listen, okay? Just listen to me. Listen. You must. If his love is in you, if his word is in you, you must love one another. And it's not like this burdensome command that this heavy burden that God's putting on you. It is a liberating, freeing, Christ-centered, compassionate love that just can't stay in here. It has to come out. And when his love is in you, then you treat other people the way you want to be treated. You treat other people with respect and kindness and dignity, and you don't dehumanize them by categorizing them and labeling them and writing them off. You must. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't, then you have to sit back and go and just ask the really difficult question: is his love in me? Is it in me? And if it's not, man, this is the day. Drew, this is the day. This is the day to receive his love, to be in him, to remain in him. And then your heart is beating in rhythm with his heart, and you want what he wants, and this is what you're seeking, and it will be done. And I'm not talking about, instantaneous global change, and I'm not talking about instantaneous, national change. I'm not even talking about instantaneous local change. I'm talking about right here, to where we experience his love in a way that it compels us. All right.
The early church fathers talked about the divine dance, the perichoresis, like the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. We're in this dance, and we get invited into that. And the music that makes this thing happen is love, right? God is love, and if we step into that, we are stepping into a Trinitarian love for this world. And I think it's beautiful, man. We must love one another.
We do.
Yep.
Yeah. So get in rhythm.
Get in rhythm.
And dance.
Yep.
Enjoy some grapes.
Yep.
Not the grapes of wrath.
No.
The grapes of love.
Grapes of love. I am the vine, he says. Yeah. He's the true vine, man.
Bear some fruit. Oh, that's good looking fruit.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Word.
That was a good word.
Good word.
That was a good word.
Love that. Thank you, Jesus. All right, man. So that was really good. This what I have to share next sometimes it's a little confusing and a little tough to process. But this calendar I got in my closet, have to unpack this. And so they give us a little something. I know you've probably experienced today's closet calendar page. It's pool games people play.
Pool games.
Like swimming pool games. It's
Oh,
the atomic whirlpool. You ever done the atomic whirlpool?
I think I know what this is, but explain it. Okay.
Well, I mean, they give a lengthy explanation, but
Yeah.
essentially it's like however many people you got in the pool, which, in times of social distancing, hopefully is not enough to make an atomic whirlpool, but, if it wasn't that, you get everybody around the edge of the pool and you have them start walking all in the same direction.
Okay.
And you keep them going in the same direction, and then you
Yeah.
go faster and faster and faster, and the longer you do this, the more the water is swirling, and then
That's
it says,
it.
okay, stop, turn around, try to go the other direction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely done this. I love this.
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too, it's fun.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of organization.
It does.
You got that one, wiffle
Yeah.
ball Tony.
Yeah, and
that one kid.
the
He's
wi-
always,
oh, yeah.
He's always starting the wiffle ball game. We'll play wiffle. Atomic whirlpool.
Yeah, and all it takes is because you start organizing it, and all it takes is that one guy to go, Marco, and now it's like, okay,
Game's
here
over.
we go. Now
We're
let's
playing atomic whirlpool.
We were trying something. We were organizing.
You got to get everybody to work to get the atomic whirlpool doesn't work if somebody breaks the chain.
You know who does not enjoy this? Okay, the hot tub people. People just get in the hot tub, and I'm like, oh, this is a perfect body of water to do
Yeah, it's nice and small.
Nice and small. and
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
get this
circle
thing
up,
going. And they're
peeps.
like, I'm trying to just enjoy the jets.
Circle up, peeps.
Circle up, peeps. We're doing it.
Atomic whirlpool.
That's fun. That's fun. You talked about social distancing in pools. 6 feet. Does it really matter if we're all soaking in the same body of water? I mean,
I don't know. You're getting conflicting reports all
Yeah.
the time,
Okay.
So I'm not. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're not a
exercise wisdom and.
social distologist?
I'm not
Okay.
a social distologist. I am not. I'm not trained in that.
Okay.
All right. So, and then we have a calendar in our kitchen on
Right.
our refrigerator that gives us a national day to celebrate.
That's
and
right.
this one's interesting because I don't think that this one would have been born of just natural circumstances. Like
No.
Yeah, there had to be some intervention to be like, you know what, we need a day for this. We're gonna put it in.
My uncle called. He said we need this day.
We need this day. It is National I Love My Dentist Day.
Okay.
National, and I know there are some people right now. Oh, I love my dentist.
Yeah.
Another, and then others. There's just like immediately you hear that sound, that drills. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I think you're right. I think it was like pulling teeth getting this day in
Getting
there.
that day
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Pulling teeth. Yeah. So we're thinking about how to. Dentists do deserve to be so. That's an important.
absolutely.
My goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
You got a toothache, you got a problem, man. You want to get
Yeah.
that thing taken care of, and then the preventative care. That's pretty rad too.
Yeah.
So I'm in favor of dentists, pro dentist.
Pro dentist.
All right, so we're thinking about how to celebrate
Yeah.
this, and you're familiar with this book.
Well, we have a shared love for this
We do.
author.
Shel
Yeah.
Silverstein, who Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Yep.
And several other books of poetry. Some of my favorite poetry, by the way.
For sure.
And he's got a poem about a dentist. It's called The Crocodile's Toothache. So, Drew, I'm going to read this to you.
Okay, and then I will act it out.
Okay, you will do a dramatic representation of the crocodile's toothache. The crocodile went to the dentist and sat down in the chair, and the dentist said, "Now tell me, sir, where does it hurt and where?" And the crocodile said, "I'll tell you the truth. I have a terrible ache in my tooth." And he opened his jaws so wide that the dentist, he climbed right inside. And the dentist laughed, "Oh, isn't this fun?" as he pulled the teeth out one by one. And the crocodile cried, "You're hurting me so. Please put down your pliers and let me go." But the dentist laughed with a ho, ho, ho. And he said, "I still have 12 to go. Oops, that's the wrong one, I confess. But what's one crocodile's tooth more or less?" Then suddenly the jaws went snap, and the crocodile was gone right off the map. And where he went, one could only guess, to the north or south or east or west. He left no forwarding address. But what's one more dentist, more or less?
That was great. Oh, I love that poem.
Wow, you got a crocodile hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I use it for when I go to the zoo. Animals, they don't bother me if I wear this.
Yeah, no, they don't.
They don't, If you don't wear this, the meerkats will bully you
Meerkats are,
as the day is long if
They
you don't wear
will.
the
They
crocodile
will.
hat.
They band together.
They
and
band together, and they're always aware of where you are. They know, right? Because they're always looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to hang out with the ostriches once. They wouldn't let me. They ostracized me.
They ostracized me.
No?
I loved it.
I don't know.
I loved it.
Trying to do one of your things. All right, so it's National. You know what? A good thing to do today, maybe if you can, send your dentist a note.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that dentists get a lot of just
Yep.
unsolicited encouragement.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, like maybe cut like a note card in the shape of a tooth and write a thank you note on that.
Oh, you could.
That
yeah.
could be fun.
Yeah, make a craft.
Yes.
A handmade card. Yeah, send your dentist a note. That'd be a good way to
Yes.
celebrate and share God's love.
I've got a perfect segue here.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got a tip for people. Okay. Because
Tuesday's
it's
tips.
Tuesday's tips.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned this from Bedford campus pastor Jason Rose. He makes every dentist appointment at 2:30. Is that you or is that Jason? I don't remember where this started.
That's a universal
Is
dad
that-
joke.
Is that a universal dad joke?
Universal dad joke.
But he legitimately does it.
So you can remember?
Remember.
Oh, it's
tooth-
not me. Yeah, no.
Tooth hurting, 2:30.
2:30.
2:30. And I thought that was funny. I've never heard that dad joke. What are dad jokes? Anywho.
Basically anything you say. That shirt is a dad joke. let's call it what it is.
It's more of an aura, you know?
You know what? You're the full package, Chris.
Okay, so we are Motivation Monday, and then today is Tuesday's Tips.
Tuesday's
This is
Tips.
where
What do you got?
we give you life hacks and different interesting things that we found. You know what we have a lot of in the house? A lot of sponges.
Do you?
A lot of sponges, and people are like, what am I going to do with all these sponges? Well, you can clean just about anything in your home
With a sponge.
with a sponge, and we've got a video to show you how to do said thing.
Okay.
So check this out. You know, all those excess sponges you have that you can just cut up and use for cleaning purposes.
Hard no.
Hard no.
Hard no.
All right. What about
Are you kidding me right now? You think I'm gonna cut a hole in a sponge and put a magnet in it and then glue it shut so I can clean a bottle?
I loved it when I showed you the one with the windowsill. You were like,
Yeah.
You're like, how about a rag?
How about a rag? Old pair of underwear, something, t-shirt, a finger in there. Really?
There's a lot of work goes into all those okay, cut. All right, and I can clean my blinds. It's
Yeah, they make a tool for that. It's like a little Swiffer tool. It's like you can get it on Amazon. Blind cleaner. It'll be there tomorrow. Clean the blinds.
Done.
You kidding me right now?
All right, so that maybe,
Yeah, here's your Tuesday tip. Ignore that video.
Okay, but here, I knew the sponge wouldn't work for Bo, and I do have something I want to present to you, okay?
Okay.
As a way to maybe get, because I know a lot of times we get our turkey from the grocery store, and maybe it's not as,
First of all, that's the only place I get my turkey.
you get it.
I don't go in the backyard.
You get your turkey from grocery stores or AutoZone or Tractor Supply, where you get your turkeys. Or
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting turkeys.
I'm getting my turkey. And so I came across this. I thought it was very funny and actually kind of practical and helpful. So I thought I'd share with you. It came from someone's Twitter, and it was an exchange they had. They worked with Postmates. You familiar with Postmates?
Yeah.
They're very familiar to DoorDash, Grubhub, all that stuff. So they worked there, and somebody had a very specific request. And so I want to show this to you, Bo. So this lady said, 6 years ago I was a Postmate after my regular hours at the MAG. I was working at that time. We needed extra money for fertility cost. I was tooling around New York City on my bike. Anyway, I had this one customer, and I still think about her years later. This is a thread, okay? So it comes into her thing, her shopping list. Ask to try the turkey and ask them to slice the moist, juicy, fatty pieces, not the dry pieces, and tell me how it is, please. Call me about the turkey after you try it and take a pic of it sliced. Make sure you insist on them slicing the juiciest, moister pieces. Ask if they have any fresher turkeys in the back of the ones they have out, because the ones they have out are dry. 2 avocados, perfectly ripe to eat, but not overripe or mushy and bruised. Not done with the shopping list, comes back, 3/4 of a pound of their fresh homemade turkey, sliced thin. Ask them to slice the moist, juicy pieces, not the dry pieces, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Ask to try the turkey and ask them to slice the moist, juicy, fatty pieces, not the dry pieces, and tell me how it is, please. Call me about the turkey after you try it. Take a pic of it. Make sure you insist on them slicing the juiciest, moister pieces. Okay, so then it's like, am I gonna accept this or not? She's like, I've got nobody else coming in. She accepts it. Next slide. Now we get the text. Now Carly, the customer, has her number. Hey, this is Carly. I just ordered from you. Make you ask them to slice the juiciest turkey. Sometimes they have fresher ones on the back, so ask if they do. You have to be annoying to them. Ha ha, otherwise they'll give you dry turkey unless you nudge them a little bit. Ha! And ask to try it to make sure and then call me or text me. Next slide. Sorry for being picky. It's not expensive. Why are we picky? And sometimes they keep fresher, juicier ones in the back. But try it to make sure. I will, Carly. No worries. Thank. Picture of turkey. Next slide. And if it's really good, then get a pound, not 3/4 if a pound of a pound. But please let me know again because it's really expensive. You said it wasn't expensive. Now it is. And I don't want to waste my money. Okay. Thank you. Exclamation, exclamation. They say they have none in the back. I just asked again. Next slide. Okay, but you asked for the juiciest, moistest. Okay, and it just keeps going on and on. She said she doesn't, and she just keeps going and going and going, and you're going, what is happening right now? This is why, Bo, we should never work for these places. The peculiarities. But if you do come against dry turkey, maybe ask for ones in the back.
Ask for one. Is that the tip?
I guess that's the tip. There's a couple tips here. Never work for one of those.
Right.
I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
of course.
And tip number 2, get the fatty, juicy pieces. You gotta push. You gotta nudge.
Got a nudge.
You gotta nudge.
Thanks, Carly.
It made me laugh. I don't know. Just like lay off of it. We get it. You don't have to say it again.
We know what you want.
We know what you want.
All right.
We got it.
And maybe do your own shopping, Carly.
Do your own shopping. I'm sorry. Again, did you try it?
Yes, I did.
I tried
okay.
it. Yeah. It's turkey.
All right.
All right.
All right, Tuesday's tips.
Tuesday
Yeah,
tip.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks for that.
There you go.
Yeah, now. Hey, let's check out this commercial.
Hey church, thank you so much for your continued obedience and generosity as it helps us to reach more people in more places, and we want to see more ones come to know Jesus in the days ahead. Setting up recurring giving is really simple, and I thought I'd just show you how truly simple it is. You want to jump online and go to the church's website, manchesterchristian.com. On the top right, you will see a drop-down menu on your mobile device or on your desktop. Click on Give, which will take you to a page where you can click Give Online. Once you specify at the top the amount you would like to give, you can set up reoccurring giving or give a one-time gift. And if you're giving a reoccurring gift, you can then choose the frequency of how often you want to give. You can choose which fund you'd like to send it to, and we have 2 options. First is the general fund, which goes towards the daily operations as well as ministry partners we support. The general fund is where we prefer your tithe to go. The second one is the one fund, which goes toward future expansion to reach more people in more places. The one fund is for offerings above and beyond your normal giving. So choose the campus you attend and click Next. You then put in your phone number to verify your account. And lastly, you will input your card or bank info. Then just click Next and you're done. Thank you so much for supporting the mission of the church in this way. Way to go, church.
We are back. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. And you know, when you give, lives change.
That's absolutely true.
It is very true. And so all the things that we get to do as a church happen because of the generosity of people who call MCC their home church. And so we have another opportunity. Tomorrow
That's right.
is June 3rd, 6-3.
That holds up.
Yep. And so since our area code in New Hampshire is 603 for the whole state,
Yep.
We are joining with a sister church, Movement Church, in their 603 day. And so they love our state, and we do too, and we love Jesus together. And so 603 day tomorrow, we have some practical ways that you can share God's love. Walk us through those.
All right. You can do a prayer walk around your neighborhood. This is simply where you just walk around your neighborhood and pray. Maybe you know some of the stories, know some of the families in your neighborhood. Maybe you don't. And so you're just praying for those families and for opportunities for you and your family to engage with them. Leave notes of encouragement for your neighbors. Clean up litter in your neighborhood. So bring a trash bag, pick up the trash around your street. Drop off a meal for a neighbor in need. Buy coffee for the person behind you in line. Help a neighbor in need do some outside spring cleaning. Send words of encouragement to a friend. Drop off food at a local food pantry. And all of these things, we want you to remember to use the hashtag #ShareTheLove603. Hashtag #ShareTheLove603.
Yeah, I like using the hashtag #ShareTheLove603 because it puts some really cool things out on social media that people can see and be encouraged by. Here's some practical expressions of God's love. So we hope that you will, most of all, express God's love in a very intentional way, maybe through one of those activities or one you come up with on your own. But then also we'd love for you to share that. Just so you know, I don't think that is like any kind of a bragging thing or anything like that. I think it's a way to just say, hey, you know what? I love being a part of what God's up to, and here's a cool way to love your neighbor.
Yep. Sometimes I find helpful ideas. Like if you go into a hashtag and you're like, oh yeah,
That's a good way.
that's a good idea. I hadn't thought to do that. So
Yeah,
it's really
you
good.
see something new. Yeah, write a note to your dentist.
There you go. Yes, there you go. You can do it for tomorrow. Okay, so 603, the whole state. There's not like a 604, like
no.
right up in the corner, and
No.
he's like, come on.
No, all 603.
No, all 603.
as far as I know. Yeah.
Love 603.
What? Speaking of 603,
Oh,
there's a premier paper.
premier paper
for the
right
603.
here.
What is that? Is that a Union Leader?
Yeah, this Union Leader, June 2nd, 2020 edition of a premier paper, the Union Leader, right here.
There it is.
Yep. And Bo, I do have
sir.
a chuckle for you today.
Oh, a chuckle. All right.
This one actually is, Perseverance is important. Some tasks have to be put off dozens of times before they slip your mind completely.
That's true.
So you got to persevere in putting off some of those ideas. You know?
Persevere in your procrastination.
That's it. Yeah, it's,
Procrastination does not happen on
perseverance.
accident.
It does not.
No.
No. Procrastinators unite tomorrow. All right, so.
What you
Bo,
got? Some other news for
well,
us?
this
Peruse
is
the news?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of unpack this moment. So, you're part of SpaceX Dragon crew, right? Okay, and you make it up to the space shuttle. What is that moment like when you step onto the space shuttle and there's other people who are there? Like, yes, you got into a rocket that propelled you up into space, but you know what? You're the rookie. Don't act like you're top dog on this space shuttle, buddy. You know, I just wonder, what is that dynamic like? People who are living at the space shuttle, it's like, hey, we got a code here, man. We got rules.
That's
Yeah.
Eric's seat.
That's it. You're sitting in
You're sitting in Eric's seat.
There's one seat.
That's it. He's got dibs.
He's got dibs.
He's got dibs. He was here first.
Hey, who ate my tang? Who ate my tang? I get double tang.
I brought that.
I brought that.
Did you not see my name on
I
it?
don't get more of it. I can't just go to the store like you did down there on the planet,
Sorry,
buddy.
Carl.
Carl.
No.
I just thought that was an
Like
issue.
like when you arrived, you have. Who is it?
Were you expecting something? Yeah, they don't let them in. What's the password? New England clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? Oh, I never remember this.
Are they hazing the rookies?
Are they hazing the rookie? Oh, man. So, another thing that where was it? Oh, yes, this giraffe is seen in front of the iconic Sydney Opera House at the zoo on Monday. The zoo reopened to the public amid the easing of some of the restrictions. Now, what are the animals thinking? This is another thought that I had. Like, there weren't any people, right? There's maybe just a few, like, zookeepers and stuff here and there, and then just, like, people again, you know? Like,
They're probably like, we were so bored.
we were bored.
We had no one to watch.
Like, are
There
they
was
gonna,
no one to look at.
are they gonna talk about this? Like, you guys remember a couple months back where it just, like, just everybody left?
What was that all about?
I don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of articles that kind of just was interesting to me today. And one in particular here, the Family Circus.
It's not an article.
Okay. We're in the backyard. The two boys, I think we've identified them as Jeffy and PJ, are looking back into the house. They've got shovels. We've got the dog out there. Mommy, come see our dune. Mommy, come see our dune. I'm only assuming it's a sand dune that they've created. They've essentially, all they've done is taken all of the sand and piled it into a mound in the middle of the sandbox. And this is worthy of mom's attention. You know, mom, the one who feeds you, clothes you, teaches you literally everything you know, pretty much. Yeah, stop whatever you're doing that clearly is important for survival. Come see that we've mounded the sand in the middle of the box. These kids almost can't do it sometimes, Bo.
I know.
I almost can't do it.
I know. It's a lot for you.
The arrogance and the narcissism.
All right, whoa. Let's
Okay, sorry.
easy with the labels.
Okay.
That's, you
Yep.
know, I'm pretty sure you're not trained.
No, I'm definitely not
You're
trained. No,
you're
no,
not
no.
trained.
No.
Yeah, so let's
I just learned a lot of those words.
maybe back off that a little bit there, bucko.
Yeah. So, I mean, are you seeing something different here? Or?
Well, no, first of all,
Okay.
it's a comic.
Okay. Not an
Okay.
article. That's helpful.
It's a comic.
Context.
And it's amusing. It's cute. The kids, instead of building a sand castle in their sandbox, have just piled the dirt up. Yes,
Yeah.
that is true. But I look at it and I'm like, okay, here's two little boys, and they're like, hey, Mom, look what we did. And Mom's going to look.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of just this parent-child relationship, you know? Look what I did.
Yeah.
I'm going to share it with whatever I want to share it with you. And you know, as my kids are getting older, I can appreciate that. I love it when my kids share things with me, you know, and they say, "Hey, look what I did."
Yeah.
And I think I even like we're tie this right back into share the love and 603 Day is hey, God, you know, look what you did. Look what I got to do with you. And and here's a way to do that. And you know, I mean, yes, He makes the mountains and He made the earth, and His majesty and glory is beautiful. And you know, compared to everything He's created, maybe you know what we do is we share His love as like a sand dune. But hey, Dad, look.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And seeing it from that
right
perspective is actually really beautiful. And I apologize. I apologize. And I would never want to offend anyone. If I did, I apologize to you. Yeah, that's good. Really good. And also want to give a big shout out to Sue Kelso.
Okay.
She brought me this mug that I
at
think
that.
is fantastic.
It's a family circus.
It
mug.
reminds
Look
me
at
to
that.
stay humble, you know, and stay in the family.
That is a great mug. Love your mugs.
I love your mug. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot going on there. lots of love. Bird-like features. They keep getting like pointier.
Everything just
It's just weird. Like I don't know what's happening. Like an angry bird.
he's an angry
He's
bird.
an angry bird. Look at him. All right. Speaking of birds.
Yeah.
You know they fly in the air, and the air has weather.
I saw this beautiful yellow bird this morning.
A yellow bird?
You just reminded me. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
That was all of it.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
So no, but yeah. How about that weather?
Beautiful.
Well, today. 75 and sunny. I mean, this is like I know everybody has like different favorites, but
Yeah.
I would say this kind of day is one of my
Sweet
favorites.
spot?
75 and sunny.
Okay.
Oh boy, yeah, that's gonna be a pretty day. Get
It's
out there.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out there and enjoy some of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I took your advice yesterday.
You did?
I listened to the trees.
Oh, did you?
Incredible.
Oh, well, they didn't hear me say that.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
So I told Drew,
Yeah.
when we moved here 10 years ago, we moved in the summer, And Summer and I, the sumstress, we were both just like, we would just go outside and sit and listen to the wind in the trees, listen to the leaves, because we didn't have that.
Yeah.
Like you have isolate your trees here and there, but not like the trees we have here in New Hampshire. And so yesterday I told Drew, make sure you, and I still do this, I'll just be caught up in the sound of the wind in the leaves. Did you listen?
Yeah, it was, whew, it's incredible.
Isn't it cool?
It is cool.
I think it's so peaceful.
It's very peaceful.
Like a sound of a stream almost.
Right.
Yeah, peaceful.
The great chorus
Yeah.
of the trees.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
man. So
Love
good.
that. Cool. So yeah, go out and listen to the wind in the leaves.
That's it.
Enjoy
That's
some
good.
weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool.
Bo,
sir.
I've got a rantable topic for you.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to rant? I've
it a
got one
shot.
for you. Okay, it's homework.
Oh,
Homework.
yeah, I can rant on that. I mean, I wasn't in a very rantable mood, but I mean, you bring up homework.
You bring up homework. I'm in.
Yeah. Okay, Drew.
Okay.
Drew, okay. Homework. Now listen, I just want to be crystal clear. I'm all for the public education system. I'm the child of 2 teachers, and I am pro-teacher. I am pro-schools. I love that my kids are getting a great education. I feel very blessed by that, but I don't understand this homework situation. And I don't really blame the schools for it at all. I blame my kids, because I start pressing in a little bit, the amount of homework that these kids are doing at home, and I'm like, what's up with this? Why you got so much homework? And they're like, well, the teachers, and they're doing this, and there's these requirements, and we got this test, and we got to prepare for that, and everything else. But I start asking a little bit more questions about what they're doing all day at school. They're there like 8 hours. What's happening there? What are you doing? Turns out my kids got like 2 free periods a day. I'm like, 2 free periods a day? What are you doing during that? And they're like, well, just kind of hanging out, kind of goofing off, kind of talking with my friends. I'm like, do your schoolwork. How about that? How about during that time at school, you do schoolwork, so when you come home, you don't have to do homework, because if you're at school and you're doing schoolwork, then you can get some help, because I can't help you. You want me to help you with your homework? Man, you graduated out of my ability to help you with homework a long time ago there, bucko. I cannot help you anymore. I don't have the skill set needed to help you with that algebra. I just don't, and I can't watch enough YouTube videos in the world in order to give you the help that you require right now. So how about you do that work at school? Now, of course, I understand right now in this period of social distancing that everything's homework, but let's do the schoolwork at school as much as possible, so that at home you can just enjoy the home. So I just to be clear, I'm anti-homework. I'm against it. I'm anti-homework. I'm not anti very much, but I think tests are important. Mm-hmm. I'm pro-exams.
You're pro exams.
I am pro-exams. I am in favor of tests.
You're pro test.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the homework,
No,
no.
not so much.
I feel you. You know me, I struggle with shapes. I shouldn't be helping anybody at home.
I know.
Yeah.
I know your kids. Yeah, your kids are younger than mine, but they were done at preschool.
They were done. I was like, you know what?
orange?
Why don't you take this shape thing over to your mom? I don't know, the triangle and the square. I got nothing for you, buddy.
It's tough. Yeah, the amount of homework. Like,
Man,
oof.
it's yeah.
Do that at school.
Okay.
Let's get that done.
Yeah.
You got some time there.
I remember though, you showed me a video where Ace created this.
Okay,
big,
well, projects.
That was amazing.
All right, yeah.
But again, that's probably
Yeah, I'm pro projects.
pro projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think projects are great. Yeah, and doing some of those things.
Maybe a longer thing you're building to, and But these daily assignments.
Let's do some
maybe.
work at school.
Yeah, let's do some 2 free periods. I got 9 free periods, and then a class. I think it's every other day. And it's you're going to hang out, aren't you? That's pretty much what school is.
What's going on? Nah, they're good. I love our schools.
Yep.
All right. It's time for Every Day with Jesus.
That's right.
Our daily devotion in 140 characters or less. So today is June 2nd. And our thought for the day says, from the beginning, God's desire was for your identity to be totally wrapped up in who He is. You were created in His image to know Him. And then our verse for today is Genesis 1:26. It says, then God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness. Let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So this was, from the beginning, this was God's desire for our identity to be totally wrapped up in who He is. We're created in His image. And then He invites us, this is cool, Drew, He invites us to share in His creation.
That's right. Perichoresis. Let us make man in our image. The Trinity, the Holy Trinity.
There it is.
We get to dance.
Yeah.
That's how He made us.
He invites us right into that beautiful dance with
Yep.
Him, this love dance, and
Yep.
to share in creation of dominion and authority. He invited Adam to name the animals.
Yep. Killed it. did a great job.
He did.
I love the names.
Yeah, hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus,
That's a great one.
otter,
Rhinoceros. Platypus.
flamingo. I love it.
Cat. Kind of mailed it.
Oh,
on that
nailed
one.
it on
Yeah.
cat. Dog. It's like, this is an amazing creature. Dog.
Dog. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
What? Is that a Trivial Pursuit?
That's Trivial Pursuit right there.
I would love to play a game. All right,
Absolutely.
the way this works is 1981 edition of Trivial Pursuit, the original. Drew Crisp will draw a card at random from the center of the box. We invite you to play along, make a guess on each question. If you get all 6 right, we will send you a congratulatory fun dip in the mail. So keep track how many you get right. Let us know if you get all 6. We will send you a fun dip in the mail.
That's right.
And if you eat the fun dip, you may have to visit the dentist.
That's right. That's probably true.
You might. So all right, let's do this.
Here we go. Blue.
Blue geography.
What country does a true bohemian live in? What country does a true bohemian
Wow.
live in?
Like a Bohemia. That's like a gypsy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, what country does a true bohemian live in?
Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
I don't know the answer to this.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say France.
France is incorrect. They were looking for Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia?
Thank you so much. I was struggling. Saw a lot of consonants in a row.
Yeah, just get it started. We'll finish it.
Yeah, okay. If I start this, will you
Get that
finish?
ball rolling. All right. All right, that's a tough one. Czechoslovakia is not a very common answer.
Is Bohemia a place in the Czech Republic?
I don't. Why?
All right.
Didn't know the answer to the question. I'm not gonna know a follow-up.
Okay, fair enough. Pink?
Pink is entertainment.
Okay. What was the first TV couple to share a bed on prime time? First TV couple to share a bed on prime time.
Okay. I know that the Bradys shared a bed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think it was before that. I think this was black and white. So I'm going to say, I know Lucy and Desi, their beds started apart, but I think they brought them together.
Okay.
I'm going to say Lucy and Desi.
They were looking for Ozzie and Harriet.
Ozzie and Harriet, all right.
Nelson.
My
Ozzie and
goodness. Okay.
'Kay.
0 for 2.
0 for 2. Yellow.
Yellow history.
Okay. What's in the eagle's beak on the Great Seal of the United States?
The Great Seal.
What's in the eagle's beak on the Great Seal of the United States?
Okay. Man, I got a couple of guesses. There are guesses. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say snake.
Okay.
Is it an olive branch? No?
They were looking for a ribbon,
A ribbon. See,
reading
it's all
E pluribus unum.
Yeah.
E pluribus
Ribbon.
unum. A ribbon.
Okay. Wow,
Okay.
0 for 3. This is
Okay.
a rough day. All right, here we go.
Brown.
Brown is art and literature.
Okay. What's the second biggest selling magazine in America? The second biggest selling magazine
In 1981.
in 1981 in America.
Man, I think this is actually the #1 selling magazine at that time, but I'm going to give it as my answer. Oh, man. I have 2. I don't know. All right, I'm a TV Guide.
Oh, they were looking for Reader's
Reader's
Digest.
Digest. Those are my 2.
Reader's Digest.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Those are my 2. I think TV Guide was #1 and
Okay.
Reader's Digest.
Yep. All right, green.
Green, Science and Nature. Whew.
Who made the first solo round-the-world flight? Who made the first solo round-the-world flight?
I have an answer I'm going to give. I don't know if it's right, but giving them time to. I'm going to say Lindbergh.
Okay. Can
No.
I give you like a follow-up? From Oklahoma. Wiley Post.
Who's Wiley Post?
Wiley Post.
Wiley Post.
Wiley Post. He's
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Wiley Post. was the
Wiley
answer.
Post.
I did not know that. Wow. Okay. 0 for 5.
Yep.
This will be the first time I've ever been shut out.
Here we go. No, you got this. Orange.
Okay. Sports and leisure.
Here we go. What heavyweight boxer
Oh, I'm out.
was known as the Wild Bull of the Pampas? Pampas?
Pampas.
Pampas? The Wild Bull of the Pampas. Oh, you got this.
I'm out.
You got.
I am. I'm out. Jake LaMotta.
They were looking for Louis Firpo.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Louis Firpo.
0 for 6.
0 for 6.
Wow. Perfect
Okay.
card.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect card. Right there.
I think Will Rogers don't quote me on this, I think he died in Wiley Post's plane.
Okay.
I think he crashed in.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Man,
I think
didn't know anything
so.
about
Check
Wiley
me out.
Post.
Maybe not. They're
All right.
connected somehow.
Wow, if you got all 6 right.
Way to
You
go.
got 1 right. Wow, I struggled.
Okay.
Okay, well, we need a little redemption.
We need redemption.
You got a little,
which sermon remix will give us.
Let's
all
do
right.
it.
Let's check it out.
Because every relationship that we have, human relationship, there are authority issues built right into them. When we start just like with the basic family dynamic. So much of what is happening in the basic family dynamic are these fights and quarrels, these things that battle within us, these things that we want, where we're trying to exalt ourselves over other people, the very people that we are most closely related to and engaged with. And so there is a key to this. The key to a relational authority is this. Relational authority is about mutual submission. Now, here's a really cool word, mutual, and then the second word, submission. Actually, I want you to say it out loud. Try it. Mutual submission. This is what it's really about, mutual submission. About, in any relationship, saying, you know what, I'm going to choose to submit. I'm going to make that choice. That's a hard thing to do, particularly if you're really worried that the other person won't choose to mutually submit. Well, what do you do there? What happens there? And so maybe you end up in a place where you got a standoff. Like, well, I'm not going to submit if she's not going to submit, or no way am I submitting until he submits first. No way am I going to allow this to happen. And it can be a struggle. You can get some real standoffs.
Oh, Bo. Okay. During the sermon on Sunday, I put in the chat, has anyone ever had one of these relational standoffs?
Yeah.
And it was like, absolutely, of course. This happens. I looked it up. A standoff, a stalemate or deadlock between two equally matched opponents in a dispute or conflict. So this kind of stalemate, this deadlock, where things can't move forward because we aren't mutually submitting to one another out of reverence for Christ. I often think I have to say this verse over and over. Typically it comes when it's relationship with Kaylee is like, do nothing out of selfish ambition or in vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. And it's almost like you said, say it out loud. You have to say it out loud to walk in that humility, because man, those gridlocks, those deadlocks, that stalemate just happens because there's two conflicting wills. And so, this is a huge point in the message for me.
Yeah, in the marriage relationship, that's Ephesians 5:21, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. That was the last verse of our wedding text. And we did Ephesians 5:15 through 21. And building into that mutual submission was what we asked to be read at our wedding. And so, that's something that, I chew on a lot. And, in that marriage relationship, that's obvious. There's challenge and a struggle, and there's risk, but that mutual submission, it does break those standoffs. And basically in every relationship, this is true. And I don't know if you've seen some of this, but there's been some really, I think, beautiful things happening in the midst of a lot of chaos and a lot of pain and a lot of things I would never want or wish for any of us that's happening right now. But I've seen some real images of mutual submission where groups of people, like protesters and police officers are praying together.
Yeah.
And they're coming together and they're listening, and so that is, I understand that there's a lot of other dynamics and a lot happening, and but there's also God's at work. He's at work, and he is moving, and authority and submission and all the things around that. I know that can certainly trigger some people. I didn't mean that loosely. I understand that can push a button, and I always want to respect that. It's interesting that the message on authority was prepared and planned and even preached before there were any of this going on. Like even in that, I see God, His love and His sovereignty. To say, hey, I'm here, I'm present, I'm with you, I'm not far away, I'm right in the middle of it, and He has healing and hope.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this daily in every relationship we find ourselves in, submitting to one another out of reverence for Jesus and who he is.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I don't think I could do it without that reverence to him,
Yeah.
being submitting to him, being reverent to him. To say, yeah, your will is greater than mine. And I mean, he was submissive to death, even death on a cross,
That's
and
right.
submissive to the will of his Father, and submitted to that. And as I follow Jesus, then it's in that same vein.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yep, it's good stuff.
That's beautiful.
We get to do that, and we get to love one another. So, hey, God, please give us one person to share your love with.
One person.
And let's share his love today. And this is the day.
This is the
It's the
day.
day to share his love. So
Thanks
we'll
for
catch
joining
you
us.
tomorrow.